everyone, I'm going to do a little graduation girl card today. These are the stamps I'm going to be using. This is Hats Off to You. This is by Stampabilities. And this little graduation girl is from my local stamp store, Stamping Fools in Upland, California. And then this is a little dowel stamp. These are the stamps by Judith, and this is a little graduation cap. So those are the stamps I'm going to use today. I'm going to start off with a piece of black cardstock. That'll be the base that I'm going to put on the card. And then I took some red cardstock and I used this Martha Stewart punch for the border, and I just went down both sides to get that look, and then I attached black cardstock over the top of that, and I actually hid this second little row of holes. I just wanted to use the scallop with the larger row of holes. So that's going to be on there. And also I stamped out the little dowel stamp, and this is what it looks like stamped out, but it was a little plain, so I went ahead and I colored them all in with my Copics. So that is colored in with, it wasn't actually a black one, I think I used C9 or C7, so that helped a little bit, add a little bit more color. So I'm going to attach my little graduation caps to this strip here. Okay, and then now I can go ahead and attach that right to the card base. Or the layer, I guess I should call it. Okay, so going to put that about there. And then I'm going to come in with one of these At You Speak glitter pens. This one color is actually called Lipstick. And I'm going to color in the little tassels with a red. And let that dry a little bit. It won't take long, just a few seconds, but adds a little bit more color. And I used this pen on a few other areas of this card that we'll get to in a minute. There we go. So there's the little tassels, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap a piece of ribbon around here. I didn't have room for a bow, but I do have room for just the strip of ribbon, just to add a little bit more to the top. So we'll do that and flip that around to the back and get that taped down. Okay, so now we can actually add this to the card layer, or the base of the card. Okay, so here's the card base, just going to be white. Okay, there we go. And then I took the little girl that I stamped out. I started out with red, then I layered black, and then I layered her right on there. And I did use this pen for her little bows. I used the black one for the soles of her shoes and the little straps. I don't know if the camera catches up the glitter, but there's glitter there. And then I also used it right here on the little bow of the diploma. So I'm going to pop her on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of the glitter pen onto her robe. Normally those robes seem like they were kind of out of that satiny fabric, so they were kind of shiny, but I didn't shine up the whole robe, so I'm just going to shine up a little bit of it. So I think we'll put her about there, and then I'm going to come in with this pen and just add a little bit of shine. Oops, you know what? You have to take off the backing, Diane. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a pen and just go along some of these lines just to add a little bit of shine. And that'll sparkle when you see that in person. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to take this Hats Off to You. I went ahead and layered that onto some black cardstock, and I took the little red pen and I circled inside those little O's. And I'm going to attach that to these pieces of the border. I had a little bit extra, but I'm not going to use any of the holes on this one. I'm just going to have the scallop part show. So I need to get that lined up so that you just see the scallop and not the holes. So there's that, and we'll do that on the other side as well. It just made it too wide if I used all that. So I'm just going to use that part. So the same punch actually can have 3 looks. It can have just the scallop, and it can have the 1 layer of holes, and then again the second. So there it is with just the scallops. So we're going to pop that up and add that onto the card. And this time I will actually remember to take off the backing and then angle that probably about like that. Okay, and then I went ahead and I stamped this out 3 times and cut out 3 hats. So what I did on this hat, and the hats I actually did color with the glitter pen so that they are all totally shiny. And I used just some embroidery floss, took the end and tied a little knot right about there and let that hang off. And then I took 1 little strand and attached it right here. And that was hard to do. What I wound up doing, ran it through my little Xyron, it wasn't really working. I just actually took a piece of Scotch tape and just kind of touched it to the back of the tape just to make it a little bit sticky, just so I could lay it down. Because once it's down, it's going to be attached front and back and it won't really matter. And so I have this little tassel hanging off and just glued that down in the back. And I'm just going to put a really thin piece of mounting tape and mount this little hat, or cap, I guess. Gosh, it's been so long since I graduated. I don't remember if it's called a hat or a cap. I think it's a cap. Okay, so we're going to take this little sparkly hat and we're going to mount that up and attach it there. And then we've got the little tassel hanging down. And then also I cut out the little collar. I guess that's what that's called. Good grief, it's been a while since I graduated. Too many years. I'm not going to admit how many. So let's trim some of that off, and we're going to pop up this little collar and put that on her so that her little dress will have a little bit of dimension with this collar. Pop that up so you can see the dimension that it's, these two are raised. And then I cut, this is the 3rd cap I cut out, and I'm going to put this one right where it says Hats Off to You. About right there. And then I'm going to come in with the Viva Pearl pen and make that little button on top of the hat. And this one is the silver color. And this will help hold down that little bit of embroidery floss as well. So that's the card for today. Little graduation girl, hats off to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.